Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of a PolyNerdic playtest. We're going to go with our third attempt at this. Third time's the charm, hopefully. This is a playtest of Far Cry 5, as you can no doubt see. Just come out, right out and say it. This is very much a fucking Far Cry game. Very much a Far Cry game. They made some subtle changes, which we'll discuss. But apart from being no longer being in a exotic location such as the Himalayas or the islands of the third game, it's set in Montana. Show you the map real quick. This is the area of the game. It is an area known as Hope County, Montana. It is overrun. It is in the hands of a cult known as Eden's Gate, led by Joseph Seed and his lieutenants, or what they call in the game heralds, Jacob, Faith, and John. John does the recruiting. He also does the torture, which is their version of baptism. The way it was described earlier in the game, they carve the sin, your particular sin, he carves it into your flesh and then cuts it out. Takes that strip of flesh and staples it to the wall, or whatever. Rumor, one NPC was speculating that he makes jerky with it for survival. Dude's an evil fuck. Faith runs the drugs. The drug of choice in this game is a drug called Bliss. Makes people a little more compliant. As you can see on screen, she uses the drug to ensure blind devotion. Those who resist return to angels. I don't even want to know what angels are. And then you got Jacob up here. He's the militia guy. He also indoctrinated soldiers. And then using Bliss, he turns wolves into what they call judges. And then right here's Jacob's thing. In order to get to Jacob, you have to defeat the other three. I am working on John. As you can see, I've got the resistance points a little bit over halfway. There's little blips along the way. The second blip, not the first one, but the one just to the left of where the bar ends. When that one happened, I was informed that convoys and aircraft are now out searching for me. I've encountered a few of the armored convoys. I have not been spotted by too many aircraft. Only a couple hours into the game, very, very early in the game. As you can, you can literally see the path I walked. You start here at this tutorial island where they teach you some stuff, and then I started working my way this way. Cleared this little trailer park and walked through the apple orchard and picked up my dog Boomer here at Ray Ray's pumpkin farm. And then, see, there's one of the convoys. Briefly met with the CIA guy right here, Willis Huntley. I do believe he was in earlier Far Cry games. Just to recap everything that's happened that you haven't seen. Rode an ATV all the way down this hill to the Boyd residence, chasing a helicopter that was picking up a guy here at the Boyd residence. Got my ATV stuck on some logs and stuff up here. Failed the mission as the helicopter flew away. And then when I restarted the mission, I was right here again, right about the same spot that my ATV got stuck. But the ATV wasn't there, so I immediately failed the mission again as the helicopter flew away. I quit that mission. We'll get back to that at some point. I'm down here now. I liberated Falls End. Haven't talked to this guy yet. Came down here, talked to the pilot. I'll show you him in a second. He put me on a quest to come over here and get his plane, which is down here. Yeah, the mission to get his plane is down here at this outpost. As I said, this is a very Far Cry game. There's outpost to clear. One of my personal favorite bits of Far Cry is clearing the outpost. Grace the sniper's here. Been through here, this weird crop circle thing, destroyed a silo here. That's the thing you do here in this game. Like, see this cult supply vehicle? And I saw another silo over here somewhere. Yeah, here's a silo. It's where they keep the blissed up grains and whatnot. You destroy that stuff, that increases your resistance points. There's a number of things that give you resistance points. One of the popular ones seems to be you'll find a cultist dragging a woman by her foot. You kill the cultist, you talk to the woman. That's actually one of the things I really like about this game, is that they did away with the climbing of the radio towers. Although I did enjoy the weird puzzle aspect of the radio towers, you don't have to climb towers in this game. Whenever you rescue somebody or just encounter certain individuals, you talk to them, they'll be like, oh yeah, there's this U.S. auto outpost that the cult has taken over. Let's go over there and take care of it, and then it'll put it on your map. That's a fantastic touch, getting rid of the tower bit. Even though, like I said, I enjoyed, ultimately, most of the time, I enjoyed the puzzle aspect of navigating the towers. I am kind of glad to see him gone. It had been too many games they had done that sort of thing. I was ready for something new. You also find out about these things called prepper stashes. We're going to go liberate one of them in just a second. We just did one here on my last attempt at this playtest. I've had bad luck recording these. They're just not coming out right. Whether it's a technical issue where the stream's choppy and then therefore the video quality is bad, or if I'm just not happy with what I said during the recording. The delivery, way too many ums maybe, things like that. So this is, like I said, my third attempt at this. Hopefully we nail it this time. Let me discuss some of the things I dislike about the game right out the gate here. I know we're almost 10 minutes in, so not truly out the gate. One of the things I dislike about this game is the way perks work. Past Far Cry games let you get a skill tree. It was represented in Far Cry 3 as tribal tattoos on the douchey main character. For those of you who never played Far Cry 3, it was in an island country, I forget which island, some sort of Caribbean type nation. And you played as an affluent douchebag who was there vacationing with friends, and you got wrapped up in a conflict. There was a very interesting bad guy named Voss. He was actually what would be called the dragon of the organization. He was not the main bad guy. The main bad guy wasn't nearly as interesting. I don't even remember his name. I don't remember the true conflict, other than it dealt with like a drug cartel and some tribal folk. And it was that sort of white knight-ish kind of story where you were the affluent douchebag and you come in and you suddenly are really good with guns and you save the day for these tribal folk. There was two endings, one of which was really stupid, because I won't get into the endings. But you had a skill tree. That's my point. You had a skill tree. It was represented as tribal tattoos that were visible on your arm. Like, as you picked up skills, as you leveled up, you got a new layer to the tattoo on your forearms. It was a kind of a cool system. I like a traditional skill tree. Far Cry 4 had the same sort of skill tree. Both Far Cry games, 3 and 4, I haven't played Primal. I did play Blood Dragon, loved it. Both the primary numbered Far Cries, 3 and 4 that I'm talking about, they also had you hunt. And part of the hunting was you collected X number of skins from, say, a tiger, and it let you create a bigger wallet or a bigger satchel of explosives or a bigger quiver for your arrows, things of that nature. A holster to let you carry extra weapons, all that stuff. All that stuff was tied to the hunting. Both the skill tree and the crafting, in the sense of like holsters and whatnot, have been distilled down to this perk system, where you can just go through and like the holster, additional holster that lets you carry a third weapon. Because at the start of the game, you can have a main weapon, a sidearm, and that's it. Which really sucked because I like to use the bow and arrow, but I also like to have an assault rifle for when I get caught. Because the bow and arrow is sneaky, and then you get the assault rifle to when you have to go loud, so to speak, when you need more firepower. So this is one of the very first perks I picked up. As soon as I saw that where this perk was, I picked it up as quickly as possible, just so I could have my preferred loadout. And then obviously there's another one. Once I defeat one of the lieutenants, I'll be able to dump 9 perk points into this and get a 4th weapon. But I'm a ways away from that. But the whole system here, everything from carrying more items to having more sturdy melee weapons to reload, aim, switch bows, and slingshots faster. Yeah, there's slingshots in this game too. Like, all of it, everything, you know, swim faster and hold your breath longer. Be better at fishing. Get the repair torch. Animals hurt you less, and they prioritize enemies more. All this stuff used to be things you crafted, things you acquired, or things that you earned through progression. Now it's this perk system. Well, throw back grenades and stuff. That would have been helpful earlier. I got rocked by a grenade. Didn't kill me, but it hurt me. All the perks are earned in this challenge tree here. You know, light machine gun kills, and handgun kills, and rocket launcher kills, and homeopathics consumed, distance flown in the wingsuit, minutes spent in co-op. That's one thing that is worth noting. This game can be played entirely in co-op, which is awesome. Kills by your companions, and hunting stuff. Like, see, it's all stuff that you get perks for, right? Like, I've got 20, see, and these are maxed out already. It looks like I don't think I can get any more perks in this from these right here. Maybe the total kills one. One more headshot. Yeah, those ones all appear to be maxed out. Like, I don't need to kill any more deer because I don't use the skins to craft anything. I get a perk. Man, I'm saying a lot this morning. I'll chalk it up to being tired. It's been a long day. I got a long day ahead of me after this too. So the sooner I knock this out, the better. Forgive me for the ums. All these are now they're items that you. Oh, these sons of bitches. Wolverines are awful. I said again. The skins are now just things that you sell. You take them to a store, you sell them for money. That's kind of lame. I liked the old hunting system, you know, where it gave you a reason to go to these areas on the map that are designated animal spots. You know, like, this was a big part of old Far Cry games where you zoom the map out and you're like, oh, the tigers are over here. You know, I don't like that they got rid of that. And another one of my big complaints, while I'm thinking about it, is the character. I talked about. Let's quit looking at maps. You've been looking at maps for like 10 minutes. Let's walk around a little bit. Work our way towards this thing. The character here that you're playing as is the most empty fucking character. You don't have a name. You are a rookie deputy. So that is literally what they call you. They call you Rook, they call you Rookie, they call you Deputy, and they call you Dep. You don't respond when spoken to. Like, there's a scene very early in the game. For those of you who haven't seen the opening yet, there's a scene very early in the game where you and the U.S. Marshal you're working with, shortly after all hell's broken loose, he's looking for weapons in this trailer and going over your plan of attack, and you don't say anything, and that's completely unnatural, and I hate it. I hate being an empty player avatar. I like a game with a bespoke character. I like playing as Kratos in God of War, or Marcus Phoenix in Gears of War, or, I don't know why I'm going with war games, Lara Croft in Tomb Raider. You know, I like a character that's bespoke, has a personality, has a backstory. I don't like this shit where I'm just a empty vessel. I'm a walking gun, and that's it. I prefer, like I said, a bespoke character. This character down here that we're looking at, that's one of the shops. You find hunters walking around all the time. You can sell goods to them, skins and whatnot. You can also buy ammo, buy weapons. Let me show you that real quick. There are microtransactions in this game. Actually, real quick. Wrong button. There are microtransactions. Like here, there's a brief character customization. which is largely pointless if you're playing by yourself. This is entirely, in my opinion, this exists entirely so you can play co-op and your friend can see your character. Because you have multiple outfits, you know. This is how your character looks. Although you will never know that because you're only seeing hands and arms, maybe a little bit of sleeve when you do a takedown. As you can see, you can use in-game currency, or, and I don't know what the prestige bit is, that's weird. You can use in-game currency or silver bars. And the silver bars are microtransaction stuff. Is that accessible here? Is it on the store? That might be on the store. Yes, the store. So, this is a lot of this stuff. Okay, prestige stuff. Strictly prestige stuff. This stuff can only be purchased with the silver bars. This is the stuff, apparently, that, yeah. So, I mean, I think that literally means, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think that literally means you can only buy it with silver bars. What are silver bars? Silver bars are things that you buy with real money. This is an Ubisoft game. Very much an Ubisoft game. Microtransactions. Thankfully, you can ignore these. You don't have to fuck with these. Like, I personally don't care about any of that stuff. There are weapons here. I really dig the shovel. I know I'm not alone in that. It's very fun to whack people with a shovel. Very fun to throw like a spear. This is how the weapon stuff works, though. This store only sells the prestige stuff. This nice lady down here,
No way am I letting that happen.
she sells the non-prestige stuff. The regular weapons. I mean, you can buy the prestige stuff too, but see, just a regular old shovel. Just a regular old assault rifle. This is the one I'm using. You can customize it. You can slap some skins on it, which I think's dumb. I don't care for skins. Scopes are important. Suppressors are important. Magazines are important. But that's the stuff you buy. You know, I'm gonna buy that. No, I have that already. I picked it up. Okay, medkits. You have fully recharging health in this game, unlike previous Far Cry's, where you know it was divided up. But you also, there's a delay on the recharge. So if you're taking a beating, you have to use medkits. Again, that's things that are perk based now. I don't construct the ability to carry more medkits by hunting deer or bear. I get it through the perk system. I don't care much for that. What is this? Is this a person that needs saving? It might be a person that needs saving. Okay, yeah, this looks like a forced baptism. So let's go ahead and let's take this guy out with the bow. Got myself a perk point just now. There goes the supply truck. This guy's a VIP, so he'll be a little tougher to kill.
You think you're really free, darling? I gotta keep my eyes peeled.
Coming right at me, aren't you? Take you down. Hit him with a shovel, even though you couldn't really see it. Boomer here, my good dog. He'll come along eventually and give me a little more money out of that guy. That's what Boomer does.
Is pervasive. It drives us to do unspeakable acts. I know the feelings that drive you. I know them intimately. But I can help you, deputy. I can wash away these sins. I can cleanse your soul. It will be difficult, and it will be painful, but it will be worth it. My people will come for you. They will bring you to me. Don't fight it. Because the harder you resist, well, the harder we'll have to scrub your soul.
They're coming for me. So I'm gonna get
Shit, kid.
captured.
John's cornflakes. He's gonna be throwing all he's got after you. So keep your head on a swivel. Dutch out.
I told the wolves not to build their bunker so close to the water. Damn thing keeps flooding. That gear's no good if you can't get to it.
All right, save boom. We got a new prepper stash.
It's deputy hunting season. Don't kill him. Use a bliss bullet.
They're gonna take me out.
Use the bliss bullets. Knock him out.
Coming after me. So that's what happens when you on the map here. When you achieve a certain level of resistance, they come at you with the bliss bullets to try to take you out.
John says bring you in. We're gonna bring you in. We need the deputy alive. Just one bliss bullet will do it.
Yeah, the bliss bullet's gonna take me out. I'll pass out and then they'll have me.
There's that deputy.
So they're gonna get me here. This is not what I wanted to have happen. So, real quick, let me cover some stuff before we get into that nonsense. You got guns for hire and specialist. You saw Boomer. He tags all enemies and then he fetches weapons, or sometimes he'll dig through people you like. It's almost like he's picking the pockets deeper than you could and get you a little extra money. I got a mission to get his plane back, and then I know where she is. I just need to help her. I'll have those three specialists. But I also got regular folk. Like I got Chris Stout here with he's got an RPG, very helpful, especially when those armored convoys come along. And then these two, Kevin and Evie. I just now noticed that I got Stout siblings apparently. I'm gonna pretend they're related. There's a bear named Cheeseburger and a cougar named Peaches. That I can't wait to get those, because eventually you unlock a perk where you get to play with 2 people. Challenges, inventory. There's still some crafting. You craft these homeopathic stuff using these components. Oregano's funny. Find it in the world and on bodies. Totally oregano. This is stuff I got to sell. Some skins and stuff. Fishing magazines. You can fish. You do some fly fishing. It's just akin to hunting. There's this mode, or where this is the multiplayer stuff. You can also play co-op, and there's the Far Cry arcade bit in the middle. Lets you create maps, multiplayer maps, single player maps, like mission sort of things. We're not going to get to this prepper stash. The prepper stashes are full of money and goods. I found my first bow in a prepper stash. They're usually some sort of puzzle sort of thing that you've got to figure out. Sometimes they're behind locked doors, which are great if you have the repair tool, because you can just burn right through and bust the lock with the torch. There's safes that you find around the world as well that have that. You can either blow them open or burn your way through. This game is a very Far Cry game. I don't think the villains are as strong as past games. Like Pagan Min was amazing, Voss was amazing. They're trying for that same sort of charismatic, like entertaining bad guy. Like not so much bad guys that you love, but bad guys that you love to hate. Right now, I just think these guys are a bunch of assholes. They're a cult. They're abusive. Like I said, you find cultists dragging women by their foot. To me, that speaks of very nefarious, rotten things. You find cultists forcing, like we just kind of saw with the baptism thing with that VIP guy. They're just not. They haven't gripped me in the way that other Far Cry villains have. The setting really isn't. I mean, it's not bad. It's a beautiful setting. I mean, this game's version of Montana is pretty nice.
Use the bliss bullets.
I don't think they know where I'm at. Oh, they're above me. They're coming.
You can try running.
Come out and fight, coward!
They kind of know where I'm at. I'm pretty fucked right now. You're gonna see me get captured here, and we're gonna see a story beat. I plan on streaming this entire game before long. I will have to start over, obviously, to do that. But
Cowboy up and find him.
cowboy up and find him, he said. Yeah, I'm not up in the sky, dude. I'm not flying around.
Your sin is going to be exposed.
Can I fast travel out of this? I wonder.
Look sharp.
Can I fast travel? Let's try. Let's try to fast travel out of this, because I don't want to be captured right now. I was in the middle of something. Let's go to Falls End. I could fast travel away. That's kind of cheap. I like that I could, but it's also kind of cheap. See, there's John Seed, the old torturer. He did a little propaganda commercial earlier about the power of yes. There's actually a big yes sign up on the hillside, all Hollywood style. The game's a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun with the first 2 or 3 hours here that I've played. It could be better. It could look better. It certainly has a look to it.
We'd have lost everything if you hadn't shown up.
So you can fast travel away. That's interesting. In the midst of a search party coming for you, you can flee. Ah, see, here's a safe. I haven't got to do this yet. Silver bars. Okay, you can find silver bars. That's fantastic. That is news to me. I just got 40 of them. Go boomer. I did not know I could find silver bars in the world. That makes me feel a little bit better about that system. That it's not limited entirely to...
Y'all gotta keep an eye on them pumps. They can go at any time.
That it's not entirely limited to microtransactions. That makes me feel better. I can't get over the fact that it let me just warp away from the search party. Like, I'm happy. I wasn't ready to be drugged and taken away.
I said I would die in Falls End, but you know, I'm glad I didn't.
Had a nice battle here at Falls End during one of my attempts at this playtest. There's a bunch of cultists here. Shot them all up. And then there was an airplane showed up, so I had to get on one of these machine guns and shoot the airplane. I managed to kill the pilot without destroying the plane, so the plane crash landed here on the street, right here next to this "Fuck Joseph" sign, as a matter of fact. And it was a really cool sequence. I wish I had been recording, because I had stopped recording my first attempt at this right before I came here. As I started to say a little bit ago, I'm going to live stream this game. I'm trying not to get too deep into it right now, but I also want to play it real bad. But I think after this weekend, or particularly on Sunday will probably be the day, Easter Sunday of all things. I don't have my children, so Easter's pretty much wide open for me right now. I'm probably going to stream a lot of this. Start at the beginning, let you see the crazy opening here on the Twitch channel and later on YouTube. And just play the hell out of this game. I love Far Cry games. I've read a lot about the story. A lot of people whose opinions I respect feel the story's weak. A lot of people complain about the fact that it doesn't have enough to say about its subject matter with the crazy cult and the way they do things. Like I said so far, I don't think they're great villains in the sense that I'm not entertained by them in the same way I was with Pagan Man and Voss. But at the same time,
But you know, I'm glad I didn't.
They start talking and distracted me. At the same time, I really enjoy the core Far Cry experience, even with the changes they made to it that I was complaining about. Even with the zero-dimensional main character, I am looking forward to diving deep into this game and finishing it. This right here tells you a lot about the Far Cry sense of humor. Of course, there's a quest involving that where you have to collect the testicles. I'm looking forward to diving deep into this game. I'm looking forward to hopefully sharing the experience with those of you that want to watch. I think this is a fine game. It's not a great game, I can tell you that right out the gate. I can tell you that at this early point that it's not a great game. It's a fun game, but it does have some issues. Graphically, there's some pop-up. Earlier in the second attempt to record this playtest, I was experiencing a lot of trees popping in as I was walking through the woods. I was walking across the field towards some woods, and as I turned, trees would pop in, and then the shadows would pop in. There's some texture pop in. The character models of the NPCs aren't great. Let me find one. Here's one.
All of us in town appreciate what you did.
Yeah, see, character models aren't great. The voice acting isn't
If I
fantastic.
wasn't afraid of getting shot by the cult, I'd go steal Big Mike's sweet ride and drive it the hell out of here. He hid it somewhere at his grain silo over there.
There we go. A new prepper stash. I like the organic way that you find things. I love the organic nature of like, hey, let me talk to this guy. He's gonna tell me a thing, and then it's gonna put a thing on the map. I love that. Let's come visit the pasture real quick, and then we'll call it a day. Cause I'm getting sleepy. I'm ready to go to bed.
You are the one I praise.
Read. Okay. Little interesting story tidbits you find in this.
John Seed real soon. Good timing, Deputy. We need to talk. Can't tell you how good it feels to be back in Falls End. I'm glad you're looking to do more here. We need you. As you can see, John Seed's making a lot of people suffer right now, and quite frankly, I can't keep up. These people need me. They're my responsibility now. But that just means keeping tabs on the resistance is being that much harder. When you get a chance, head out east and check on our people at the Woods and Pig Farm. I haven't heard back from them in a couple of days, and that worries me. We can't afford to lose a single one of our fighters.
Alright. Let's pet the dog. Let's pet Boomer.
We'll
Here, Boomer.
so we won't forget.
Boomer's a good dog. Very helpful. Can't wait to unlock more of the can't wait to unlock more of the specialists. But that's going to do it for this playtest. I'd like to thank you for watching as I babbled my way through an explanation of what I like about this game and the handful of things I dislike. The game's pretty damn fun. I can't wait to see more of it. Can't wait to take down these crazy cultists and see where the story goes. Even if it ends up being a lackluster story. Because like the Far Cry games have never had fantastic stories. I did enjoy the story of Far Cry 4 a lot, though. I liked the story of, you know, the guy who's just trying to spread his mother's ashes in his ancestral homeland, and then the crazy son of a bitch that was Pagan Min as the villain throughout the whole game. And I also liked Far Cry Blood Dragon's story because it was just good, cheesy 80s action movie fare. So I'm looking forward to playing this. I'm going to start it over this weekend and play it through to completion. And hopefully I don't think it will, but I'm hoping it'll take us all the way up to the big April releases. Because I'm really looking forward to a number of them. Streaming them, playing them, sharing them with y'all. Thank you for watching, though. And I'll see you next time here on the PolyNerdic YouTube and or Twitch channel, depending on how you're watching this. Thanks for watching. See you next time.